Pierre, thank you very much. Now for an FLN view. I have with me also in the studio Monsieur Cherif Guellal, who is the London representative of the Algerian Provisional Government. Monsieur Guellal, what sort of a government, you've heard Monsieur Pierre, what sort of a government will the FLN provide?
Well, I think, I agree with Mr. Pierre that it is rather premature to say what form of government Algeria will have in once it has achieved its independence. After all, this is the direct responsibility of the Algerian people. Of course, the first objective we are seeking now is the realization of our complete and total independence, the creation of a new Algerian state, constitution to be worked out by an Algerian Constituent Assembly, and popularly elected, of course, and the government that it will choose. I believe that
how strong will the communists be in your government? How strong will communist influence be in your government, to put it that way?
Well, I do not think that we view the problems in the very same, along the same lines. I think if you want to understand the Algerian situation, the Algerian, our problems, one should not apply certain, rigid categories, which might be valid for the conditions prevailing in this country, but as far as we are concerned, the Algerian Front of National Liberation is essentially a front. It's a form of organization where we have attempted to unite all the political forces, all the political tendencies. And I think that the kind of institutions we shall have in Algeria are those which all democratic movements have fought for. That is, the type of institutions which will enable the Algerian people to exercise their own sovereignty, their full sovereignty, without any control or pressure from outside.
In your foreign policy, what attitude will you adopt, say, on the one hand to the Western Bloc, on the other hand to the Communist Party?
Well, I think we have already defined our attitude towards in international affairs. We are committed, as we said it, to a policy of non-alignment and neutrality in international affairs. We have done so because of the difficulties we have to face in Algeria, and also because of the problems, international problems, where, in the best interest of Algeria, the future government should pursue a policy of non-alignment.
Now, I think it's fair to say that Algeria is a very poor country. You may not agree, but I think it has tremendous economic problems. How do you hope do you think Algeria is viable on its own economically?
Well, I disagree with your proposition that it is a poor country. It is not a poor country. It is, I would say, a country which is not developed economically, but it has vast potential resources, and resources that could and would in the future provide Algeria with a very sound economic basis. But of course, viable economically is a very difficult. No country, I suppose, is viable today. I mean, we have to maintain and to strengthen our relations with France. We have signed economic agreements and technical agreements for a period of 3 years, and I think this will help us to pass the dangerous phase, and then reach that sort of period of takeoff where we might become a self-sufficient economy.
How will you treat how will the new government treat the European settlers who remain?
Well, I think we have the agreements that have been signed between the two governments have made it very clear that we have gone as far as possible, as far as we possibly could go, in order to give all the necessary guarantees and safeguard to the Europeans in Algeria, with regard to their economic interest, religious, cultural, and so forth. I do not think that there is any doubt about in the sincerity of the Algerian government to give all the necessary guarantees for the Europeans to live in Algeria, independent Algeria.
Mr. Guellal, thank you very much. Inevitably, this program ends on a series of question marks. Will the agreements be negotiated at Evian be workable in the tense and violent atmosphere of Algeria? Or will the OAS succeed in destroying them? Will the army and the police stay loyal to the point, if necessary, of firing on their fellow countrymen? Will the Muslims be able to keep their tempers in the face of the calculated provocation of the OAS? I think both sides will find that far harder than waging a war is the task of keeping a peace and building a future. Good night.